everybody. I'd like to thank you for tuning in to another edition of The Prescription. It's me, your girl, the hitting lover, and I am here with Jay Humble. How are you doing today?
I am blessed and I'm excited to be on the show.
I'm
I'm ready
excited to
to get
have you
through
here, man.
it.
You're busy. You're hard to catch up with. I'm glad I was able to get a moment of your time so we could sit down and kind of go through some of the things you got going on. So the first thing I'm gonna ask you, you got the new single with Cheeky Chizzy, man. The Afrobeat feel, it that loving me up, like the remix. The original was dope, and then you brought him in. How did that collaboration kind of come about?
And it was crazy because I had been saying for the longest, I said, you set goals for yourself, and I believed in loving me up so much. I was like, I have to find an authentic artist that really can bring this record to life. And I've always called myself being an international artist. I feel like you have to speak those things in existence, and you have to manifest those things. And I feel like when I with my team, I told them, I said, I thought about higher caliber people like Sean Paul and those type of people, legends, and they was like, no, they wasn't saying no, but they were like, Jay Humble, you gonna have to budget, the budget ain't where it needs to be, and I said, well, I still believe like that. I think that was the athlete in me. Like, I'm not gonna stop, and I don't take no for an answer, and so I just kept pressing until I found the right artist. And then I came across Cheeky on Instagram. And it's crazy because I had found another artist actually on TikTok. And we was in talks. And then he wasn't really responding fast enough. And then Cheeky actually responded. And he kind of gave me a little hard time too because he didn't think I was a real person.
I ain't mad, man. People be hitting you up all the time. I get that.
Yeah, so I made sure I was in the comments. I kept hitting his inbox, and I was just like, "Yo, can you listen to this record? I want you on it." And it just went from there. Went to LA, and we met, and it was history after that.
I like that. I like that, man. When it's meant to be, it's just meant to be. It just happens. Like you say, you
Absolutely.
spoke and manifested that. And sidebar, I know you said sports. You was a basketball player. I heard you was a really good basketball player too.
Absolutely. I have been playing basketball since I was 5. So, loving basketball.
Definitely,
Yeah.
definitely, because you give that R&B, that Afro beat now. So is your music more of like a Afro beat R&B, or is that just kind of some of the things you're going to? Because I know you say you're an international artist.
Honestly, I just want to be an artist. I just want to create, and I just want to go with flows and what feels for me. I've done some rap records. But R&B is my pocket. I'm a love girl, so and that's why I kind of like just gave it the name Afro R&B. So when I tell people I do Afro R&B, they get excited. So now I do everything. Honestly, I even want to get into some low key rock or country type feel at
That'll
some
be
point.
interesting with your voice. Yeah, that'll
Yeah.
be interesting with your voice. I would love to hear that. You definitely do that. Definitely send it to me. I definitely would love to hear that. I think because your voice kind of puts me in that incense and candles. You know what I'm saying? And then with the music, it kind of feel. I think that would be just a really unique blend, just to see how you come about that. And I was watching your video vibe. How did that concept come out? Because that video is so dope. Like it's
Oh,
simple, but at the same time, it's so dope.
the project, the 2020 project, which was self-titled Jay Humble. Y'all make sure y'all keep on streaming that. And
Yeah.
Vibe was one of those special records. And me and my writer, shout out to Cliff Trailer, we was actually going through the same similar situations at that time. And COVID, you couldn't go nowhere. So we was just we was on the phone, and I heard and I y'all probably don't even y'all gonna probably gonna be shocked. I did not like that record. Yeah, because when we was in the studio, they I ain't gonna lie, they was pissing me off, because when it comes to the just let me know how you feel on your mind, they wanted me to chant it. And at that time I wasn't understanding how they wanted me to do it. And
Hmm.
then when I figured out what the formula and the way they wanted me to deliver it, I said, okay, now I understand.
you. I
And once
got you.
that record just came together, you got vibe, and then shout out to everybody that came together on the production side as far as the video, the visuals is dope, And I'm
It
always
really
wanting to
is.
story tell. I'm a storyteller, So that record most definitely relates, to a lot of people.
It does. I just like it because even just when it first come out, just having the Matrix kind of vibe and her hair, like I just thought the whole concept was just unique. And so I know you was talking about the studio. So what do you need in the studio to kind of get you ready to do the record? How your studio setup be looking?
I don't want nobody in the studio with me. I just want me and my producer. I like I do sip on a little drink from time to time. But it's more mellow for me. I think when the lights is off and then we got the LED lights going, we just set the mood and we set the tone, and it may be a candle lit in there and we just be in there vibing. So it's my piece. It's like another, that's my home. That's my second home. So I feel like the studio gotta feel like home.
I feel you. I feel you, that real relaxed vibe. So how do you kind of balance? You got a lot of hats. I know, and we're gonna get into some of the things you do. You do the production side. You're an actress, as well as you do your music. How do you balance all that and still stay focused and keep that energy for everything, and but still have time for yourself?
There's a balance. And I think I wear those hats very well. And I don't overextend myself. If I can't do it, I'll let you know. Or honestly, I don't even think it's never a time when you can't do something. It just has to be according to the plan. And a lot of times you might come back weeks later or a month later. And yeah, I just vary out what's important and what's not important. But especially when it comes to my people, like I'm a person of my word. So if I feel like it's important, I'm gonna come through.
I got you. I got you. I feel that. I feel that. So, actress. You just finished shooting the pilot, Twin Pillar. You also finished shooting Vehicle Love. I mean, what's it like being an actress? What's that? How's that energy different from being a musician or artist, I should say?
I think all of them kind of intertwine with one another. With Bid for Love, shout out to the whole production team with Bid for Love. I was able to be behind the scenes and in front of the camera. I made my appearance on there as a cop, you know, and I actually got I got cop experience in my background, so I think it's
Yeah, tell
pretty
us
cool
about
to
that.
be.
You can't just move over that.
And it's crazy because when I tell people I used to work for the prison, they'd be like, "What?" Yeah, back in my younger days, I was working at the prison, so I fit the criteria. But I think it's pretty cool to be able to just have the ability to share all your talents. And then with the Twin Pillar, I had the privilege to just work behind the scenes on that, and I can't wait to just see everything just come together, and y'all get to see what we put out.
I got you.
Finished
So
product.
definitely. So what made you want to get what exactly part of the production side fascinates you the most? Like what's your long-term goals behind the screen?
That's a great question. I think for me, I have J Humble Entertainment, so at some point I'm gonna get into managing. And then I have J Humble Production. So I think it's pretty cool that you can do on and off the camera, but I think it just depends. I did give myself a goal, but I think that's kind of hard when you've been doing it for a minute. But I think for me, I'm gonna just continue to just like let it flow because I don't want to put no limit on it. And we just gonna have this longevity of a career. And it's just like the Ushers and the Chris Brown, like we doing it all. So
I feel
Tiana
you.
Taylor.
One of my favorites, Tiana Taylor, definitely, definitely, definitely. So, since you was talking about the longevity, what's your legacy? What do you want your legacy to be? What do you want to be your final staple with everything you do?
My legacy, the humble way legacy. I think for me, it's really just being able to open up those doors and being genuine with it, because as we know, we understand how this business of the entertainment world is. And if I can be able to write checks and give people the opportunity that they feel like they couldn't reach, that's what I want to do. I think for me it's more of really just setting that foundation and setting that bar, and just showing people that you can just be who you are and just be kind to people, and that take you a long ways, So for me, just being able to be who you are and understanding that when those dreams come, you take advantage of it and you just do right by those things and never forget that those dreams and those things come from the man above, So I just want to continue to set that bar. Like, that's my legacy, and just being able to keep sharing my knowledge and being real with people when it comes to this business,
I love that. I love that because that's one of the things why I do what I do. I just love being a platform or being a vehicle for other people to show their light, and it's always
Absolutely.
good to find people who genuinely come from that place, because a lot is like you say in the entertainment business on all sides. Most people aren't like that. And I was just gonna put it like that. So it's always refreshing, like when you hear people who like, no, I want to make sure everybody shine. I want to make sure everybody can get that opportunity, especially because sometimes when you coming in the door, it gets shut a lot. So
It
I respect
does.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that kind of goes into your name, J Humble. How the humble part, how the meaning behind the name, how you decided that would be your name.
It's funny because I didn't like the name at first. My my name is Jayana, so it is spelled Jai, and everybody always, of course, calls me Jay, but I spelled it Jay because I didn't like the I. And as I got older, especially my mom, she was like, I think you should go with the Jai because it's unique and you don't find too many people spelling Jai. And then when I came into my artist mode from basketball, my name on Instagram was already Humble Kid. And so my people was like, your artist name can't be Humble Kid. you know?
It's different. Definitely
Right.
different.
So they was like, well, just take the first part of your name. And we went through a lot of artist names, and I was thinking on it for a good couple of weeks. And then they was like, take the first part of your name and just put Humble. And I sat on it, and then I showed it and I shared it with other people, and they was like, no, that's unique. Like, that fits you. And that will be a name that nobody could ever forget. So, J Humble.
And I like it because you're right. Like, it sticks in the brain, but just your demeanor, your aura, just talking to you, you give that like that vibe. So I think they did a great job, and you accepting that. I think it fits perfect. So I want to kind of ask some more, so we can kind of get to know Jay a little bit. So, what's your late night snacks? What if you at the studio? If you at home, bedside? What's the snacks?
Y'all, I've been having to stay away from sweet potato pies. That Patty LaBelle.
Pat of the bell.
If
Can't
y'all
go
put
wrong.
that in the microwave for 15 seconds, it slaps. You hear me?
Ain't nothing like some warm sweet potato pie. I'm staying
Man,
away from them too, but woo.
every blue moon, I do like vanilla ice cream. My go-to when it comes to also a milkshake. I'm a strawberry head. I like strawberry starburst. Let me see what else. I have to stay away from the hot Cheetos. Cause yeah, they get
I know.
cause the
I ain't gonna
stomach
say I know.
the stomach get talking, so I gotta stay away from hot Cheetos. But other than that, I'm not really a snack head unless I just really, really want it. So I thank God that I'm not a snack head like that. But those are my go-to.
I got you. And I know you say you international. So what's one place, like, if you had to travel anywhere, you just like, before I leave, I got to get there.
I'm really ready to take my butt over there to Africa. Um, and one spot, I've been to St. Thomas because that's where my people are from, my pops.
Okay.
But I really want to go to Jamaica.
Mm. I said I want to buy some farmland in Jamaica. I think
Yeah,
that's a goal. That, like, for real. But where would you go in
yeah.
Africa?
Lately Ghana been coming up a lot,
Hmm.
so I think that And because I know people too, I think I would like to just see what Gunna talking about and see what's going on over there. Yeah.
I like that. I haven't been to Africa yet. That is definitely on the bucket list. I want to go to Sierra Leone. I don't know why, but Sierra Leone just been popping in my head. So I was like, that's the part of Africa I want to go to. So let me ask you this. What would be some of the best advice that was ever given to you?
The best advice that was ever given to me was when I was really in my modeling bag, and my stylist at the time, she said you are a walking billboard.
Mm.
And at first I didn't get that. And I was like, well, what do you mean? She said everywhere you go, you need to walk like you a billboard, like from head to toe. And you are your best market when it comes to marketing. You know, when you walk into a room, if you walk into Walmart, you are a walking billboard. And so when it stuck and I understood it, I was like, okay, now I get it. Like, you want to leave a mark everywhere you go, and whether that's whatever comes out your mouth, you're promoting yourself everywhere you go by your style, by the way you walk. Everything has to be intact, and so that stuck with me for a long time, and I love that she told me that.
I like that. I like that because I think a lot of people don't understand you are your own brand. So that makes you, like you say, that walking billboard. But how did that help you develop your style, like how you dress, your whole image as an artist?
I feel like I always had my style. And then, if, of course, coming into the brand aspect of what you spoke on, I felt like that's where it stuck, and I didn't understand how important branding, and when it comes to who you are and what you put out into the world, and every little thing, as we know, people pay attention to, and so when it comes to the humble brand, what I project is just continuously being you. You can still pop you know what I'm saying, but do it in the most humblest way, and just continue and just be the light, with style.
Hey, always with style. Like always with style.
Always.
I was actually looking back through some of your pictures. The one that actually stood out to me, I ain't gonna front. It was the cover to that 2020 man with the fedora. I just thought
Yeah,
that fedora, that look was so dope. Like I seen a bunch
appreciate
of
it.
different looks you have with the fedora. That junk was so dope. I love that look. So let me ask you, what is your prescription to success?
My prescription to success is being consistent.
That's a good one.
Consistency get you in places that money can't even buy, and it will most definitely open up doors and also bring you relationships that you could never ever think of, and I think with being consistent, I feel like that's somewhat, I feel like a lot of people lack, because I get it, we get in our head, and at the end of the day we still human, but every little thing counts, everything leads up to the bigger things, and just stay consistent.
I like that. I like that. I know it's like I say this quite often. It's like just as long as you do a step a day, do something every day.
Do
It helps
something.
make up for those big days or those days when you don't feel like doing that. You just keep pushing. You like you keep moving forward. So let me ask you this: who are some of your influences? Whether it's in music, whether it's in movies, entertainment, production, who are some of the influences that kind of help you mold who you are as far as moving forward in your career?
Shout out to both of my managers, London and Wes. Those are some amazing guys. They're actually film producers. So they're the ones that help me get on the other side and help me to understand the business. And when you have those type of people in your life, you have to be around like-minded people that understand the end goal, and not really so much of worrying what's in front of you. Because if you just worry about what's in front of you, you're gonna forget what the vision is. Shout out to my moms. She's a beautiful soul. I appreciate her and my family. And shout out to Tiana Taylor, Chris Brown. Like like those caliber of people. You got Fantasia. R&B legends, you know, because they paved the way, you know. And that's pretty much it. Like, and of course, God.
Hey, always, always,
You know?
always got to. And so, what's one of the hardest things that you faced, or the hardest parts about doing what you do in the industry?
The hardest thing I think for me, or it was for me, is how you can easily go into depression, because you know, when you're kind of always battling with, um, and I know a lot of people deal with, they just are trying to figure out who they are and where's their niche at when it comes to this business. Because if you're not careful, you'll fall into the pit. You know, because this person wants you to be this, and this person wants you to be like, you know, and it's so many opinionated people, and if you're not careful, then you can lead, it can lead to depression. You know, if you're not really firm in knowing who you are.
Got you. So, what's
So I
some
battled
kind of
with that
some?
before.
So, how did you kind of deal with it, or avoid it, or how do you navigate through that?
I don't even think you can avoid it. I went to therapy. Yeah,
That's a
you
big
know,
one. That's a big one.
because people will drive you through the wall if you let them, you know, and then you know, not understanding who you are and why people act the way they act, which knowing now people project a lot of things on you, so you get to questioning yourself.
I got you.
You know, so therapy has really tremendously helped me.
I'm glad you say that, and I like a lot of the focus now on a lot of people being more open, and being more vocal about therapy, because we had a lot of stigma and taboo, but it's so helpful, because sometimes in your life it's just certain points where you just have to. I know I've been through it, and it helped me get my mind back right, get my focus, get over my, because I had a bunch
Right.
of social anxiety and other things, so that helped me. So I'm glad you kind of touched on that, and you actually, did it yourself.
Yeah.
So Dallas,
What's up?
female, our best female R&B artist nominated for the Dallas BET Awards. How you feeling about that?
You know, I'm highly blessed, and it's crazy because at first I didn't embrace it like I'm doing now, because I'm just like this is real.
It's real. You put in
Like
the
it's
work.
real, you know. And but you know how sometimes, like, when you so much in your head sometimes, or when you got a lot of other things like kind of going, you know, a lot of things going on around you, because you're just trying to get to the next thing. And with, you know, like that was kind of me like a couple of months ago, and now it's just like, nah, like really just, it's cool to just take the ride and embrace the journey, you know. And I'm excited. July 28th, we in the building.
Hey, hey. Before I even say what I must say, y'all make sure y'all vote for Jay Humble for
Yeah.
female best R&B artist in the Dallas BT Awards. Make sure y'all go on her page, vote for her. Definitely, definitely, because I think she's amazingly talented, and I love your music. I got some of your songs on my playlist. That's real talk. So you know what I'm saying, I be vibing to it. But even what you said, like cherishing every moment, like I feel like that's something that I'm learning now. I'm literally just learning now. Like you do so much, and you constantly moving and moving, and you sometimes realize how far you've come, even if it's a short or a long period of time, and you just don't even, like you say, the accolades that come, you be like, oh yeah, I did that. So
Yeah.
I would say definitely embrace that moment, and keep doing what you're doing. So what's some advice you would give to up and coming female R&B artists that's in it, coming in the industry now?
The advice that I would give, um, is to really like figure out what you want to bring to the game. And when I say that, don't do it because you see this person that's popular, you know, because what may work for them is not gonna work for you, you know. And if you really gonna take this seriously, really invest in yourself. Really take the time to really understand the business, because at the end of the day, you are the boss. You are the boss. You dig what I'm saying? And so never depend on man. And you know, God even say that, like, do not depend on man. because when you depend on others, that can lead you down the wrong road. You know, always be the driver in the seat, and people will come along, but you'll know that, you know, if those things are meant for you, it would align itself. You know, so just stay true and just keep putting God first.
Hey, she just dropped some jewels for y'all, man. Definitely, definitely. And I love that you openly talk about, God and your faith, because I know some artists are very particular. I'm sorry, it's a fly in here and it's killing me.
You
Like, I
good.
don't know,
You
I
good.
don't know
I
what's
feel
going on.
you.
Like, it keeps landing on my nose. I don't know what's going on with
Yeah.
this fly.
It's that
But
it's the
definitely, definitely.
energy.
I know, right? The energy
Yeah,
I must be on a good frequency today. But definitely, definitely
absolutely.
being so open to speak about it. I know a lot of people, they have their beliefs, but they're not open to speak about it. And I'm glad that you speak about it, because we do have to put God first. We always have to make sure we even keep that humble attitude, and keep that energy with everything we do. So if you could work with anybody, and it doesn't matter whether it's in music, it's producing, production, movies, who would be that ideal person you would like to work with?
Tiana Taylor, I want her and Chris Brown to be my mentors. I would
Hey,
love to work with Timberland, um, Pharrell, Missy Elliott, um,
classic producers
uh,
there.
Jazzy Faye. I want to work with him. We just keep it right there. It's a lot of people, but I'm gonna keep it right there.
That was a lot of people, but you had some really really great producers, and great, and even your mentors. Like say, I'm a Tiana Taylor fan. I love how she puts together her videos and stuff, as well as her music as well, and Chris Brown as well. So last words, any last words you want to leave us with before you step off?
No, I just want to keep just sending love and light, you know, and we gonna keep it the humble way, and just always remember that if it don't bring you peace, let it go, and let you know what flows, let it flow. And I just appreciate you guys allowing me to be on your platform, and let's just keep rocking and rolling. You
Hey,
did.
hey, and I'm glad you came, and I love that, to stay in that state of flow, keep that energy positive flowing. So I want you to give them how they can find your music, how they can stream your music, buy your music, as well as your socials, how they can find Jay Humble.
All my Instagram will be JAI Humble. Also, you can really just Google me and just make sure you put in JAI Humble, and everything gonna pop up on Google.
She's right. She got a lot of stuff. She's right, definitely, definitely. But that's a great thing. That's a great thing, because you stay working, and that grind and consistency, man, it's definitely gonna pay off. So definitely keep doing and keep
Thank
growing,
you.
and building that brand in your business. So before I go, I want to say thank you again for being a part of the prescription. As I always say, love and light. You guys have a good night. Thank y'all for tuning in.
All right.